Chapter 7, October 30th. Ochako woke up and felt her heart racing. She blinked a few times and rolled her legs off of her bed. It had been weeks since the Shihasaikai raid and yet she was having nightmares about it since that day. Was Izuku seriously supposed to die? It's not like he could ask the man whose power said he would. Night Eye passed away that day. She opened her phone and went to Izuku's contact. She pondered a bit, she looked out of her dorm and decided to go onto the balcony. She watched the moon. It was cold still but she was able to endure. Izuku had been more upbeat since Chisaki was taken down. Eri was in custody of UA, Aizawa specifically, so she was safe and had Aizawa to cancel out her quirk in case of any incidents. The school was now preparing for the school festival. Unlike the sports festival, this was more of a traditional festival. Class A was going to put on a concert with Jiro at the head. Things were back to normal, well, more like normal for the first time since before the USJ. Every single major event that had happened, it felt like she didn't have time to just be a normal high school student. Ochako thought to her feelings for Izuku and frowned. Then maybe I wouldn't feel so bad about having these feelings, it's so selfish. But I can't help it. Ochako checked the time and saw it was nearing 6 in the morning. Because it was fall, the sun was rising at around 6:50. Maybe he's up. Ochako hopped off of her balcony and used her quirk to stay up in the air. She grabbed the railing and swung herself down toward Izuku's dorm. Once she got to his balcony, she deactivated her quirk. She landed and saw a piece of cheese on his balcony next to her. What the hell? On the cheese was written, "I know." And Ochako picked it up. She knocked on Izuku's door and a few minutes went by before he opened the blinds and raised a brow. He quickly opened the door. "What are you doing out there? Come in, it's cold," Izuku told the girl as he moved out of the way. "Thank you." On another note, what's with this piece of cheese on the balcony? Izuku looked at the piece of cheese. "I have no idea," he mumbled as he took the cheese from Ochako and put it in his fridge. "Anyways, what's up? What are you doing here so early?" Izuku asked as he sat on his bed. "I had a nightmare, honestly just wanted to be with you right now. I hope you don't mind." Ochako scratched the back of her head while chuckling. Izuku smiled and nodded as he patted his bed, inviting her on. She sat next to him and he wrapped his arm around her shoulder. "Would you like to talk about it?" Ochako leaned over onto his shoulder. "It was just about the raid and stuff. What if you really died? I don't know what I would have done." Ochako frowns as Izuku squeezes her shoulder. "You would have kept living on. I know I would have taken him down with me if it came to that." Izuku chuckled as he let go of Ochako's shoulder and let himself fall back onto his bed. "But seriously though, you can't worry about me. You know my power, what I'm destined to do now. If you worry about every villain I face, I'm afraid you'll have wrinkles by our 20s. Izuku grinned to himself, proud of his joke. Ochako clicked her tongue. You're important to me, so of course I'm going to worry to a certain extent." She pursed her lips as she laid down next to him. "And I will worry about you as well, but just don't let it get in the way, okay? We're both strong, so I know we'll make it out." Izuku turns his head to Ochako, who was already looking at him. The two stared at each other until Ochako opened her mouth. "I feel really selfish." Izuku tilted his head slightly. "Why?" Ochako went to grab his hand and he obliged. She guided it to her chest and placed it over her heart. A small blush appeared on Izuku's face. What are you?" He noticed her heart racing. "Every time I'm with you I can't help it. My heart races like it's going to jump out of my chest." Izuku gently grabs Ochako's hand and puts it on his chest. "I'm glad it's not only just me. Don't worry, you aren't selfish. I'm the same way, with you." Ochako smiled and rolled herself over so that she was now nose to nose with Izuku. She slowly leaned her forehead forward to where they touched. "Do you mind being this close?" she asks the boy as she looks at his lips, to which she sees a smile start to form. "I don't. Not at all." A ring could be heard from Izuku's phone. Without breaking eye contact with Ochako, he grabbed his phone from his pocket and silenced it. Ochako giggled. "You sure you don't want to check that? It might be All Might." Ochako told the boy, who shook his head. "No. You need me right now, right? That takes priority." Ochako felt her already rosy cheeks darken. "Wow, when did you get good at smooth talking?" She giggled and pushed Izuku on his back. She snuggled over, wrapping her arm around his chest. He smiled and picked up his phone, seeing the text from All Might. "Training at 7 this morning at Gym Gamma, don't be late." He tossed his phone back onto the bed. "Is it bad that I really like to feel you?" Izuku looked to Ochako, who looked a bit confused. "As in physically?" she asks, to which the boy nods. "Every time we hold hands or are like this I feel warm, it's nice." Ochako sighs in relief. "The way you said that initially sounded like something Mineta would say." She chuckled and Izuku blushed and covered his face. "No, Don't say that. Now I feel bad. Izuku groaned and Ochako put her hand on his cheek. Don't worry, I also like feeling you. She snorted and laughed as he put his hand on her cheek to match her. You wanna cuddle until I need to leave to go to All Might. Izuku cringed at his own words. He felt corny but Ochako giggled and squeezed on his cheek a bit. Yes, we can if you'd like. She told the boy as she sat up. First let's lay in the bed like normal people. I don't want my legs hanging off the side. She giggled to herself as she took her phone out of her pocket and set it on Izuku's nightstand. She rolled onto Izuku's bed and smiled as she opened out her arms. Come here, she beckoned to the boy who smiled and let himself fall into her arms. Oof, she chuckled as Izuku's body weight landed on her. She activated her quirk and held the boy against her. You're a big muscly man so all that weight on me would make me feel too weighed down. Ochako chuckled and Izuku smiled. I could do this forever. Izuku wrapped his arms around the girl's waist and rested his face on her stomach. It's already 6:30 so you don't have that much time. Ochako giggled to the boy who groaned. For the first time ever. I don't wanna go train with All Might. Ochako smiled and ruffled the boy's hair. No skipping out, I'll be here when you get back, don't worry about it. She patted his head and he looked up at her. Is it normal for friends to be like this? Izuku asked the girl who blinked a few times. I've never been like this with any of my guy friends but my girlfriends yeah. Izuku slowly nodded in response. This might sound kind of corny but you're really my first friend so. I'm not sure what is friendly and what is, you know. Izuku started to blush as he glanced away. Ochako's eyes widened. So you don't know what's romantic and what's not, she says to the boy who slowly nods. Izuku looked back to Ochako who was blushing. You know, I can't really tell either, with school and all would it even be appropriate to be romantic? Ochako finally asked the question that had primed her for months now even before the two became as close as they were now. Izuku felt Ochako's grip on him loosen slightly and felt panic start to creep up. I'm not sure, he said before his phone started to ring. He quickly went to reach for his phone and Ochako deactivated her quirk. Izuku coughed before answering the call. Hey All Might, sorry I lost track of time. Izuku told the man who Ochako could hear reply. She didn't hear what he said though. I'll be down in a minute. He said before hanging up. Sorry Uraraka-san, I gotta go. I'll see you later. Izuku grabbed a bag from the edge of his bed and let himself about the room. Ochako sat in silence. That was something.